first virtual being project to win an Emmy. Congratulations, Lucy. I'm Tonya Hall, and joining me is Pete Billington, co-founder, Fable Studio, and director of Wolves in the Walls, Edward Saatchi, the other co-founder of Fable Studio and executive producer of Wolves in the Walls, and Jessica Shamash, creative producer of Wolves in the Walls and head of creative production at Fable Studio. Welcome, everyone. And I congratulated Lucy. I should congratulate all of you as well. Edward, let's get into it. What does Fable do, and why did you start the company?
So Fable is a virtual beings company, and our goal is to build an emotional relationship between you and a virtual being. So an interactive character. Imagine that this character might be the evolution of what we have with Alexa, but with a character and with artificial intelligence that goes beyond just talking to the character being able to see you and make eye contact and play games with you and learn with you. So we're trying to harness the power of AI to create a new kind of relationship and the ongoing story of a character over maybe decades as you watch a character grow up and change and learn, instead of what we have now, where it's 90-minute movies or seasons of shows, something much more personal and intimate.
And Pete, you founded the company as well, but for different reasons, right?
Yeah, I think we embarked on this journey to originally sort of solve what it would mean to tell a story with a character in virtual reality. But the more time we spent with that character, the more we started to understand that it was that connection that mattered. And truly, we started to become fascinated with the idea of memory and how you could form memories together with a character that could, understand what you were saying, your emotional state, the things that you had gone through together. And so now I feel like we're on this journey to sort of explore what it would mean to have an ongoing relationship with a character who could become your friend.
Jessica, who is Lucy, and what makes her such a great leap forward?
So Lucy, she started as a character from Neil Gaiman and Dave McKean's book, Wolves in the Walls, and we have adapted her for VR, and she is the product of experts from film, from theater, from gaming, choreographers, artificial intelligence. All these different experts help breathe life into Lucy and make her what she is today. And she is a person that you have a two-way relationship with. You go through the Wolves in the Walls experience, and she needs you. She needs your help. And you go on this adventure together. And I'll pass it off to Pete to talk about her relevance. In the field.
I think, Lucy starts the quest, the experience by asking for your help. She's convinced that there are wolves living in the walls of her house, and you're her imaginary friend. So she starts by drawing your eyes, and then she draws your hands, and then you're manifested into her world. You see this world the way that she feels it emotionally, and that's a superpower of VR, that you can manipulate space and objects to feel the way that they look. So because we are of Lucy's imagination, we can really manifest that in the space around Lucy. But really, Lucy is this wonderful little character. We actually refer to her as a digital actress as well as a virtual being, because we're empowering her to make her own choices, to make her own decisions. And in fact, if you choose not to interact with her, she'll just go about her business and keep on her own story arc, because we feel like she has her own little soul and that she has a mission, and she'll continue to do it.
And even though Lucy is a virtual reality character, it's interesting because when people go through the Wolves in the Walls experience, they come out thinking they really had this emotional connection to her, and people talk about her as if they remind her of she reminds them of their daughter or their sister or their childhood best friend. And to have that correlation and for people to respond that way has been pretty amazing for us all as creators.
I just building on that, I think Lucy will be a character in virtual beings, will be characters that transcend any one medium, just like us. So instead of being, you can't only access me on virtual reality, you can text me and call me, video chat me, look at my Instagram. And similarly with a virtual being, we want the character to be completely cross-platform so that you can have a relationship with that virtual being wherever you are, and that the virtual being can have a memory of you. And this might be the next operating system, so that instead of iPhone and Android, the way that we interact with technology is through a virtual being that we emotionally connect with, but that also is a kind of part of our lives and the gateway to other technologies.
Lucy received some pretty wonderful news today, and I think news that will eventually change and rock the virtual being world. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we just found out that that Wolves in the Walls has been awarded an Emmy for innovation in an interactive experience. So we're absolutely thrilled and super excited to hear that news. It's been a wonderful and crazy journey to create this thing, and to know that you're sort of surrounded by people that are both recognizing that work, but also they're exploring with you and, trying to define what this future will look like. It's just been an incredible experience to be part of it.
In the context of this announcement, what does this mean for our friends in the virtual being world, in both in front and behind the camera? Where does it go from here?
Edward, you want to take that?
Yeah, so we're doing the next Virtual Being Summit in Los Angeles, November 19th. We'll be talking about some of the first Virtual Beings grants winners. So we are part of a big community that comprises people working on virtual influencers like little Michaela, augmented reality like Micah from Magic Leap, folks who are building virtual assistants and learning how to communicate. So I think where we go from here could be, you could see a virtual being in a movie, in a cast in a movie, and that actress is playing a role, but they're a virtual being. I think you could see the first virtual assistants be embodied. So imagine all the changes that they'd have to make to a Siri or Alexa or Cortana once you could see their face and see their eyes and connect with them emotionally. It'll not work for us to have such a utilitarian transactional relationship. So I think in each of these areas, we're going to see it become more and more part of the mainstream, not just following a virtual being on Instagram as you can with little Michaela, but watching that character or a character in a movie, and having kind of a new member of the family in the home with an Amazon Echo Show, and you could see that character, and they'd know you and have a memory of you. And I hope this Emmy shows that this new community and new market can do amazing things, because we're just right at the beginning of it. And I think connecting up folks in the immersive world, in the movie world, in the art world, with machine learning engineers, with the NLP folks behind Alexa, that's kind of probably going to be the next 12 months, is helping those two completely siloed communities understand that we need each other. We need to bring characters to life, but we also need the tech to make that possible.
Pete Billington, Edward Saatchi, and Jessica Shamash, thanks for joining and sharing your big news with us. Congratulations on the Emmy. If somebody wants to connect with you, they want to find out more about the work that you're doing at Fable or understand more about virtual beings, how can they do that, Edward?
They could go to fable-studio.com/Emmy, or my favorite is to join the community. So go to facebook.com, and there's a virtual beings group. It's almost 2,000 people now, where we share ideas. Different developers are working on different things. Different artists are working on different things. So you can learn more about what's actually going on in the community, become part of it, maybe apply for a virtual being grant yourself. So that's those are the two best places to go.
All right. Thanks again. And if you guys want to find more of my interviews, you can do that right here or go to tonyahall.net. Thanks for watching.